We've talked quite a bit about how much you fail to live up to the call of Christ. But I'm curious, how often do you think people should go to confession?
Often. I mean, you know when you hear about Mother Teresa and John Paul II and how much they went to confession, and you're like, what?
Well, JP2 was like every day, right?
Incredible.
And what about Mother Teresa?
Same. She was the same as him.
Oh, that's weird.
She went all the time. Why? I mean, I know why. They're more in touch with like who they are as a person. They're like, you know, the holier you get, the more you recognize how bad you're doing or where you're falling short, right?
Yeah.
How often should everyone go to confession? My personal opinion, which is binding on everyone who's watching this show, once per month.
Once a month. That's fair.
Not too hard.
Not too hard.
Not too hard.
But you do end up, like, that's enough that it changes your schedule.
That's true. You
So,
gotta
like,
make
you-
a,
you
you gotta
do-
do it. You got your phone now, though. It goes ding in the middle of Mass. Let it go ding to remind you to get ready to go to confession.
It'd be so awful. You're just out on a Saturday. Your
Yeah.
phone's ding.
Bum bum ba bum bum ba bum bum bum.
It should be like a death march.
That's what it
and
was.
it's
That's
like
what I
you
just.
can- Good job, Tommy.
You didn't hear the death march there?
I heard it.
How
I heard
often
it.
do you go to confession, sir?
Oh, like 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
Steve the missionary, worse than me.
I'm just an abject
As a
sinner,
person.
so I go to confession a lot. But remember, the rule is
Yes,
once a year.
Once a year during
everyone.
Lent. Yes, that's fine.
But, you know, to be healthy, definitely once a month. That's
Every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks.
What about, but you're going that often? I would think that one argument somebody would have is like, it feels weird to confess the same sins over and over again. And I know we have to.
I mean,
But it's like, does the priest really want to sit there and hear me coming back again saying that I spoke sarcastically to my wife? I'm sorry, sweetie.
what other options do you have? Honestly, like, what other options do you have? You are a sinner. You have committed X sin. You need to go get the healing from that. And confession is the #1 place to get the healing from a sin.
Next 2 questions. One, it's uncomfortable, very uncomfortable to go. So
Yeah.
going more often makes me more anxious. And 2, one time I went, the priest was like, that's not a sin. Don't even worry about it.
Maybe it wasn't a sin.
Oh, it was.
Oh, okay.
Just for the record,
Okay.
it was a sin.
I'm weird. I go to really intense priests for confession, and that's not most people's style.
No.
What people who guys who are like, "Yep, that's a sin. Stop." One time I went to confession and I confessed something, and the priest said, "Yeah, don't do that." And I was like,
Like, I get it. I'm here
"Seriously,
now.
I know, Padre." Like, thank you. So like, which to me is a lot better than, "Oh, don't worry, that's not a sin." Like,
Indeed.
no, it was wrong. I
Yes.
did it, and Jesus forgives me. That's the point of all this.
That's right.
But I think honestly, going more than once, going
You
regularly,
should go more than once, really,
gets
really.
you more comfortable with the concept.
Yes, it does.
And gets you more comfortable with the humility before God that we should have anyway.
And you're seeing more than one priest, which like dampens the effect of a not great confession. Which, let's be real, all confessions are great because you're being absolved of your sins. And I say, maybe it's a lesson in humility and submitting to God when you don't have a priest that does what you like. When you go in and you lay out this giant mortal sin and they say, yeah, pray Hail Mary, I don't even need an act of contrition. And most of us are like, oh my gosh, no, I really wanted to be like slapped or something. But it's a lesson in humility to say, okay, I'm going to do what you said. Right?
I, like you, am a huge fan of Father Stranger Priest.
Yes, I know.
Big fan.